How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Mech Warrior Online with Scout. It's been quite some time since I've been able to put a video together for you guys. If you watched my Panther video, you guys will know that I've been busy slaving away on my master's degree. I finally pretty much got that finished. I just got a couple of electives I have to knock out over the summer. It's really fun doing master's level courses compressed into 4 weeks, let alone doing 2 of them. So I'm not going to be able to get videos to you guys as often as I would like in the near future, but I'm still going to try to get some to you. I will definitely be covering the Phoenix Hawk release for you guys on the 21st, just about a week away. And I just wanted to take this opportunity while I had a few quick minutes to put together a video for you guys on this mech right here, the Rifleman 5D, the last of the Rifleman variants. I just didn't get a chance to cover it earlier. Well, honestly, because it's kind of a weird mech. It's unique for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to show you guys why here in just a few minutes, and then I'm going to show you some gameplay in the build that I came up with for the Rifleman. I'm going to start off by showing you its quirks, then I'll show you my build, and then we'll go straight into the gameplay. So without any further ado, let's take a look at the quirks of this mech. So here, using the select mech, I've brought up the kind of the overview of the Rifleman 5D for you guys. As you can see, it's got 8 energy hardpoints, 1 AMS hardpoint, and that's pretty much it. It is an energy boat. Unfortunately, its quirks don't really support that, and that was one of the problems I had with this mech. Is it took me a real long time to come up with a build that I was happy with. What do I mean by that? Well, take a look at its quirks. It's got an acceleration and deceleration rate of plus 70%. Best in the, I wanted to say class, but best among the Rifleman chassis. It accelerates and decelerates the best among all the Rifleman chassis. Its turn rate is 35%, plus 35%. So it turns better than every Rifleman with the exception of the 3N, which gets the same 35% turn rate bonus. Now, in additional structure, it's only got plus 10 in each arm. And that's not terrible, but it's not that great either. It's better than the 3N, which doesn't get any additional structure points whatsoever, but it's not nearly as good as, say, the 3C or the Legend Killer. So not much going for it in terms of additional structure. Really not much going for it in terms of quirks at all, because that's pretty much where the quirks end. We have a plus 10% bonus to energy range, which is not all that much. And then we've got PPC quirks. A big PPC velocity bonus of 50%. And a PPC heat generation bonus of minus 10%. But that's it. There's no energy heat generation, you know. And as you guys know, if you're going to carry an energy boat, you really need some kind of quirk in there that compensates for having all of those energy weapons grouped together. Because if you're going to use that many energy weapons, you're going to fire them together as a group and ghost heat. So obviously you're not going to carry more than 2 ER PPCs or PPCs. So if you try to go in with 6 medium lasers, you're going to have a heat problem because you don't have any kind of energy heat dissipation bonus whatsoever. And you don't even really have a great heat generation bonus on PPCs. It's only 10%. And so quirk-wise, this mech, I feel like it's really kind of weak. It doesn't really have that much to recommend it. Acceleration, deceleration, and turn rate? Meh. You know, we really need weapons quirks is what really, in my opinion, sets a lot of these things apart, or additional structure. In the case of the Blackjack, until it was updated, comes to mind immediately. But this thing doesn't have either, and so that kind of leaves you in a conundrum of what are you going to do with this mech. So let's take a look in the mech lab, and I'll show you guys what I came up with. So here's my loadout for the Rifleman 5D. I tried for a long time to make this thing an ER PPC carrier because I really wanted to try to make ER PPCs work. But what I found is that I just could not make ER PPCs, dual ER PPCs, work in this mech unless, 1, I fired them on chain fire, and 2, even then, I had to make some pretty significant sacrifices in terms of armor, mobility, and really both, just to make that effective. And chain firing, nah, it doesn't really work. You're going to want to fire them both together as a group because people pop up, pop down at long range, and that really didn't work. And it severely compromised my ability to fight once the action closed into, say, about 300 meters, 350 meters. So eventually I just went away from ER PPCs altogether. I tried 4 large lasers, which you can do, and I just didn't really like that because, again, the heat wasn't all there, and I didn't like the punch. I wasn't really happy with it. And so eventually this is what I settled on. Dual PPCs backed up by 4 medium lasers and 2 smalls, which gave me enough to run an XL280, which gave me a respectable top speed of 81.2 kilometers an hour with my, I think that's with my speed tweak. I do have a speed tweak on this mech. I did not run ferro fibrous or Industeel because, as you can see, I don't have the space because everything left over pretty much is thrown towards heat sinks. And I even skimmed a little bit of armor off the legs so that I could get some extra heat sinks in there. And that's also why I'm carrying 2 small lasers instead of 2 medium lasers in the center torso, because again, that gave me 1 ton that I could throw at another heat sink. So you can see this thing's carrying 6, 7, 8, 9 if you count the one in the engine. 9 additional heat sinks. And its heat dissipation is not fantastic. It's 1.17. I tried to get to 1.2. A lot of people use that as a rule of thumb. But even throwing all this tonnage at heat sinks, I still couldn't get there. And you can see even if I had tonnage left over, I don't have the space to put in another double heat sink. So yeah, heat is always going to be a problem in this mech, I think, no matter what you do with it. Unless you go with something silly like a whole bunch of medium lasers or something ridiculous like that. But again, I was trying to stick as close as I could to the Rifleman 5D, something that could reach out and touch people a little bit. And that's why I went with this build. You're free to obviously do whatever the heck you want with it, put in large pulse lasers, all kind of weirdness until your little heart's content. But I wanted something that at least was a little bit like a Rifleman 5D, and that's why I went with this build. And what I find is nice about this build is 2 PPCs, especially when you throw in the level 5 range module. It does give you the range to reach out and touch somebody pretty far away. And more importantly, by downgrading to PPCs, I reached a point where when I put on the range modules, the medium lasers, at 300 plus meters, I could smack someone with both PPCs and all 4 medium lasers, which is 40 points of damage, which is pretty respectable, and I wouldn't instantly overheat. I could back off, and if I needed to, I could do it again before I started shutting down, depending on how much combat and how hot I was when that started. And so that gave me the ability to really put a significant punch on somebody at about 300 meters where you really need to start knocking mechs down. And that's kind of why I settled on this build. And if we take a look at the modules I use are going to be pretty obvious. I like to use radar deprivation so that I don't get LRM'd. If nothing else, because it just gets you off of enemy radar as soon as you break line of sight, and out of sight, out of mind. So I think it's still useful for that. I carry a PPC range module 5 all the way upgraded like we talked about, just to get my PPCs to reach on out there as far as I possibly can. And then I carry the medium laser range module as well, because like we talked about, I want to extend my best punching range out past 270 as much as I can. And this gets it all the way out to about 330. I haven't quite got this mech mastered, but when I do, I will probably in here put either a advanced zoom module. Every once in a while you get into those situations on the larger maps where it's nice to be able to advance zoom. Or I might also go for advanced target info gathering. Just because with PPCs you don't often need a 4 power zoom, I think it is, with an advanced zoom. Sometimes it's better off to quickly know where you need to target somebody in order to put them down. So either one of those, I think you make a good case for putting that in your last module spot. So yeah, that's it. That's the rationale behind my build, why I built it the way I did. Oh, also you'll notice, if you want to do something like this, in order to get the PPCs, look where they're at. They're all the way up in the arm. Both of them very high mounted so that I can shoot up over things. Pretty much I can almost shoot it before I can see it. The way you do that, if we go back here into the mech lab right quick, put your medium lasers in first. 1, 2, 3. That's how it actually fills the weapons, is 1, 2. I think actually this is 1. Here's 2. That third weapon will be the one that goes up here. So yeah, I loaded the medium lasers in the arms first and then the PPC last, and that's how I shoved both the PPCs way up high in the Rifleman's arms. Another kind of interesting quirk about how it works out. And I think you can do that with another one of the Rifleman chassis. I forget which one it is off the top of my head. But yeah, whenever you're building your mech, pay attention to where it places your weapons. Flop back and forth and swap it out a couple of times. You can usually push them up higher if that's something that you're interested in doing. So yeah, there we go. That's it. That's my review on the 5D. Let's dive into some gameplay and see how this thing works out.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright, so it looks like Grim Plexus, as I adjust my headset here, is going to be our first game. Domination. was looking at the map, trying to figure out what we should do, but yeah, I guess since it's domination, there's only one thing to do: go stand in the pretty green circle. So we'll follow everybody else over there. So history on the Rifleman 5D. I'd like to try and give you guys a little bit of history of each of these chassis as we're walking into the fight. Really, there's not a lot to tell on the 5D that we haven't already covered in the other Rifleman videos. Prince Davian, actually I should say Hans Davian, because Prince infers Victor. Yeah, it was Hans Davian. He was a big fan of the Rifleman, and as we talked about in the other videos, he tried for a long time to improve the Rifleman, to make it better than it was, recognizing that as much as he liked it, it wasn't a great design. So this was another of his little tinkerings. They tried pulling out all the autocannons, replacing it with all energy weapons, in order to try and get a little more, I think armor was what they were primarily after when they did this, trying to save weight, because of course energy weapons don't require ammunition, so in theory you can devote some of your ammunition tonnage to armor. Unfortunately, when you go with 2 PVCs and 2 large lasers, you have to devote all of that to heat sinks, and you still come out on the losing end. So yeah, didn't really work particularly well. It was updated in 3050 after the discovery of the Grey Death Core. We can pot some shots over here. Trying to make it more heat efficient. There we go. There's a good hit. But it never really panned out. It was a production variant. Missed that time. I was trying to catch the top of his head. There we go. You see what I mean when I say you don't really need advanced zoom to snipe? Of course. Why wouldn't I hit? As soon as I say you don't need it. Are you serious? Medium lasers won't reach it. I hate the way this thing floats and wiggles ever so slightly, and yeah, I'm done being embarrassed by that. Anyway, like I said, this was a production variant, but it wasn't. You could argue how successful it was, and that's how this thing came into being. That was a nice shot right there. I was just trying to crack it off. Can I get this thing? Thank you, Lord above. There we go. A little bit of redemption for being embarrassed by the UAV. So yeah, that's how the 5D came along, just an extension of Hans Davian's Rifleman development program. That's a good shot there. And as long as these guys want to piddle out here, I mean, this isn't ideal range. Ooh, there we go. There's another good shot. This isn't ideal range for my PPCs, obviously. But as long as he's going to sit here and fling LRMs way away like that, I will continue to wail away. Because even if I'm only doing, say, 5 points of damage, at this range, it's still 5 free points of damage. And I can do this all day because, ding ding ding, I don't have ammunition, and he does. And I saw you down there. Come on. Poke back out, maybe? Poke back out, maybe? No, but that guy is. There, take that. Right in your right toe. Where's that on the mech paper doll? See his shoulder sticking out a little bit. That was a little bit too high though. And there's that other guy coming back out. Nope. It sounded like a Gauss hit me. And that cat right there. There we go. There's a hit. Is that guy or? Can't quite tell. There's another hit. If you're gonna stand there, dude, I'm gonna keep hitting you. Right. It was him. Look, he hit me again. In the left leg of all places. Now he just pegged me in the arm. Where'd he go? I think he backed off finally. Again though, he's gonna run out of ammo with that Gauss long before I run out of ammo with my PPC, so we'll take those trades. See if we can get over here. Now I guess they don't need my help finishing that Battlemaster. You know what? It's probably time to shift anyway. Let's try peeking from here. I need to go back down. That's too high. Get a shot at that guy while I'm backing up. Excuse me. I think I can get a piece of this guy. Getting that guy for sure. Again, I'm not doing the full damage of these PVCs, obviously, but it's free damage, and it's not costing me anything. And this is where the Rifleman really shines. Now, obviously, I want to be a couple 100 meters closer. Like, these guys are much better targets. Ow! Is that jerk with that Gauss rifle again? But an engagement like this, you just got to be patient and keep wailing with your PVCs, and you will do some good work. And there's a nice shot into that guy, and that's what I was talking about, being able to use the PVCs and the medium lasers in conjunction. There's another good snipe, but I'm not sure how much damage it did. Go back down here to where we were having some success earlier. I thought that connected. I'm not sure. It looks like they want to push this left side over here, so I'm going to try to get in a position where I can do something about that. And hopefully not expose my right side too much from those guys over there in the buildings. Just want to come up and support our teammates. Don't want to get focus fired. This is a relatively small heavy mech. You can't really take a beating like you could. Oh, come on. In a Warhammer or even a Black Knight or a Marauder. So I really want to continue to really just kind of do what we're doing right here. Just be support. Continually do damage. Wail on guys like that. He felt that. Unfortunately, we didn't get the kill, but our teammate did, and that's what matters. Just putting mechs down. And here's some, yep, good shots here if I can hold my medium laser steady. And again, no, I'm not going to push up into that. We'll just be patient. Wait for this guy to come around. And again, just support our team. And there we go. Now the trick is make sure we don't get into our 90-meter minimum range. And just keep wailing. You see there again, second time I put him with everything, hit the cool shot. Third time I hit him with everything. And now we just started to worry about heat. But fortunately we're able to get the kill because we're pumping out 40 points of damage every time we do that. And that's what I was trying to kind of explain to you guys in the mech bay, that yeah, 40 points of damage ain't great, but 40 points of damage 2-3 times starts to wear thin no matter who you are. And that's what I do like about this build. What I don't like is my ability to hit that guy with thesis. You see that? I can't believe I missed that shot. Oh well, he was almost dead anyway. And now this is the stage of the game where I'm really happy with how I played. I feel like I've done a good amount of damage, and more importantly, I haven't trashed my Rifleman in doing it, and now I feel confident moving up. And I can even take some hits for some of my teammates who have been taking hits for me all this game. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is get up here. Admittedly, I also want to secure another kill if I can, but I can now take some of the pressure off of my team. Unfortunately, this guy's not even looking at me. Shit. He wasn't facing me, so we're going to get the kill on him. And oh, there he is on the right there. And again, behind a building. No, they just obliterated him. So yeah, that wasn't a bad game in the Rifleman at all. I think it's really a textbook example of how to play it. It's just unfortunate that that engagement happened a little bit outside of my effective range by about 100 to 250 meters. But you can see here, yeah, we still did alright for ourselves. 413 points of damage, 1 kill, 7 assists. Match score is not too bad. Looking pretty good. I will take, if that's an average game in this mech, you know, I will take it. And good amount of points and everything. So let's load up another and see how we can do.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
Alright, Conquest on Polar Highlands. Pretty excited about this. This is definitely a good setup for the Rifleman 5D. We just gotta hope our team plays this intelligently. I like to grab Kappa, Sigma, and Theta, and then kind of set up a defense and mask wherever the enemy is. Preferably try to hit them from 2 different directions, but I don't know if this team wants to do that. It's kind of looking like, let's see. Yeah, it looks like the team wants to head down. See, I like to set up this defense right here and then mask whoever they're coming from, either from here or as they try to move in, or here. Sometimes you get into a fight there at Theta, but it looks like the team wants to grab Sigma, Theta, and then Gamma. So we'll see what happens here. But I think the important thing is to just pay attention to this map like you can see right now. So now we know exactly where they're at. And they've only got, looks like, because they're only capping 1 point, they've only just got those 2 directions to go. So you really just got to pay attention to the map and then try to set up a multi-directional engagement. Like hold them, fix them in one, and then bring in the other flank to destroy them. I really think that your initial kind of deployment on this map makes a big difference. So I'm trying to talk through this and drive and pay attention, so you have to pardon me if I'm getting a little bit behind. It's kind of interesting that we haven't seen any enemy scouts at all, because they're capping at Gamma and no place else. They're probably either moving to Epsilon or up here to Theta. Yeah, still no scouts. Kind of interesting that our scouts haven't seen anything yet. It tells me that they're likely moving all together with a possible section of 1 or 2. I think we're going to run into contact right up here, unless they've gone left. If they've gone left around the way, that way, we could possibly be getting into a NASCAR here, and the guys up at Kappa might be in trouble. We'll see. Yeah, see, now they're capping. They're capping out there at Epsilon, so the guys at Kappa need to be ready to move. Give them a heads up. So that means we got to move quickly. We might be able to get in behind them. Oh, hello. Dragon. And that's just like 2 mechs out here. Look at this. We caught them out, I think, while they were trying to cap. We need to push hard on these guys. Look at everybody in the team diving in the cover, hiding from 2 mechs. We got 11 mechs over here. 2 guys horribly exposed out on Kappa, and these guys are hiding from 2 mechs. Okay, 3 mechs. Come on, guys, push. Like, we gotta move. We do not have time for this. This is a really good range for their engagement here. These PPCs are just chewing them up. Taking big chunks out of that hunchback. I guess since nobody else is going to push, I will. This is just really frustrating. Ah, I thought I had him with that salvo. We'll use a coolant flush there. We're going to keep pushing this dragon. We don't have time for this. We got to move. We're kind of out of position now, because if there's only 3 mechs here, that means all the rest of them are together, and the guys over at Kappa are going to get just steamrolled. There we go. Ah, I didn't get the kill. Go back here and finish this hunchback. Now look, the whole team pretty much is still behind me. Very frustrating. We have got to move. We got to finish these guys and move quickly. Oh, come on. I can't believe that. There we go. The Nova picked them up. And you know what? I don't think I'm gonna try to chase that commando. I can't believe everybody stopped like that for 3 mechs. That's ridiculous. Looks like when you're out at the National Training Center and you see an entire brigade action on like 1 BMP. It's ridiculous. Meanwhile, you're losing the war so that you can win one fight with 1 BMP, and now they're all chasing after this commando.
Target destroyed.
Yeah, it's just a game, but you don't have to play it like you want to lose, man. Good lord. We need another cap. We're falling behind on caps too. Go down here and try to grab this. I can't. Why are the mediums and lights not grabbing this cap? Like, because they're too busy chasing the commando, not paying any attention to what's going on. I feel like this is already kind of slipping in a bad direction.
And you all.
So I guess I'll take my big slow ass out here and cap this, since no one else is gonna. Alright, we're ahead on points. We definitely have an opportunity to stay ahead, but finally the cicada picks up on what's going down. See, we can still get a 3 cap here, but now they're capping over there as well. Now we're going to be struggling just to keep up. See what I mean? I really think that initial positioning is important. You got to try to get a 3 cap so that the stress is off you. You can kind of move what you want and force them to try to keep up with you, and then you can try to just kind of shape where you're going to fight. And you can choose that ground when you're ahead, but when you're behind, you're always trying to catch up. So now we're losing our 2nd cap. Yeah, and now they're out in the middle because they're trying to catch up. And when you're out in the middle, you're vulnerable to being attacked from multiple different directions. So This is definitely not going well. And I don't know what else to do really at this point. The team's kind of really playing passive, just letting the opponents have their way. So I really don't know what else to do except join what kind of is our main body out here in the middle and try to win the fight now.
New target acquired.
Even though, as you can see, there is almost no cover out here, and take that. We're just gonna have to try to use our high mounts.
Acquired.
Take that. It'd be nice if we could put this stalker down. Come on, die. There. Fortunately, that mauler off to the left's not paying any attention to me. I think he's... I was shooting at this, uh-oh, hello. Oh, come on, be careful, cicada. I'm gonna have to put this warhammer down so he doesn't... come on, die. Let's see if I can... Maybe he's got an XL. Ah! I took his torso off. I overheated doing it, but it didn't kill him. I was hoping maybe he had an XL. Now we're in a real bad position. That Mott's car is getting pounded. Come on, look out for the warhammer, dude. Oh, why won't you just die? Trying to get a kill here. I got a feeling that we're gonna lose this. Shut down. Damn it. That's what I was afraid of. I know a lot of people would say, hey, you should have fired at somebody else. The warhammer was a stick, but at that point it was pretty obvious we were going to lose that fight in the middle, and I was just trying to pick up a kill before the game ended so that improved my match score a little bit, but I'm still pretty happy with that. 679 points of damage. We were just wailing on people with the PPCs. Like I said, it was, as you can see, it's a real nice map and a real nice setup, a conquest game for how this Rifleman is built, but I really feel like the team just played too passively. When it became obvious that they were NASCARing around to the left, kind of clockwise, the team should have reacted quickly, especially the main body that was with me. Instead, you saw what happened. As soon as they saw one dragon and a hunchback, they immediately all went to ground instead of pouncing on them. And from that point on, the enemy team had the initiative, and we were just stuck reacting to them. And the only way to kind of cut them off and get ahead on points is to go to the middle, which is not really where you want to be. But as you can see, the Rifleman still performed pretty well. 679 points of damage. We didn't get any killing blows, but we did get 6 assists, and didn't lose any of our PSR even on a loss. So that tells us that we probably performed pretty well in comparison to the rest of the team. As you can see here, we had some guys that we really needed them to have a better game in order to do well. I'm just not really happy with how we worked as a team in that match, but I do think it's a pretty good example of how well the Rifleman can perform in these kind of circumstances. So let's see if we can get one more, hopefully a little better game than this.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Alright, first game back after finishing up my thesis, and after the end of Bear Apocalypse apparently, and that's 6 Kodiaks in this game. Let's see what we can do with our Rifleman 5D. Somehow, I just noticed I never set up a chain fire group for these PPCs apparently. That was a little bit negligent of me. Got that sorted there. And let's see what's going on in this assault game. Looks like everybody's going out this way. We'll move up to the hill in the center, I expect, and then peek over and see what's going on. I'm going to try to play this a little bit more like a Rifleman should be played again for you guys. I've had several games where the teams were very passive, and I tried to compensate for that by leading the charge, if you will, with a Rifleman. which is a little bit over aggressive
Strike online.
in a 60-ton mech with an XL engine. So what I'm going to try to focus on this game again is showing you guys what I think is the best way to play with this mech, which is being, I don't want to say passive, but being a little more conservative. That's the word I'm looking for. You want to make sure that there are mechs between you and the guys you're shooting at, because a 60-ton mech with a nice humanoid profile and a fat XL engine makes a pretty juicy target. So you don't really want to be taking hits in the Rifleman. You want to be using those high arm-mounted PPCs in a position like this. See, this is a nice position where you can take advantage of those high mounts. Your entire mech isn't exposed, and you can use the range of the PPCs to do the most amount of damage while minimizing the damage that you take. And sometimes I get really overly aggressive and don't do a good job of that, so we're going to try to do better in this game. Been a while since I played, so I might be a little out of practice at it, but we'll see what we can do. You're just going to be patient here, like we talked about, playing not passively but conservatively. You can see the shots being exchanged there, so we want to wait. Hopefully they're coming out, but it doesn't look like it, so what we'll do is work our way around, try to keep the hill or some kind of cover, and see if we can support this stalker over here. Don't really want to peek between those buildings there. That exposes the whole mech, but it looks like he's backing out of that engagement. And we got somebody over here, so let's head over here and see if we can support. A nice PPC salvo into that cheetah's legs will probably make his day, if we can get there. See, he's still there, low signal strength, and yeah, there's something around that corner. Let's slow down here a bit and not go charging around that corner like an idiot chasing a squirrel. Let's just go peek right here. Obviously there's something over there. You see the fire now, and yep, there you go. Ah! Stupid building. Weapon convergence. Hey, thanks for coming back out though. Have that. Ow!
Acquired.
That was a Gauss rifle, it felt like. Can we get to the top of this guy? Not quite. So this isn't perfect. It's, oh, hello. It slants a little bit. I'd like a more kind of level. Uh-oh, shit. And, ow. AC-20. Come on, take it out. Ow. Let's back up. We do not want to be taking AC-20 rounds for a Rifleman at 230 meters. That was a really bad exchange right there. And he's opened up my right torso, which is not what you want in the XL engine mech. See, that's what I didn't want to happen. So we'll reposition. We can torso twist, protect our right side. Not out of this yet, but that wasn't ideal, to say the least. Trying to find a way to get up here. Maybe we can support this catapult. Take that. Peek back up, please. No? Oh, hello. Ow! It's alright, we got a good salvo into him. There we go. Take that. Try to support these guys up here. Take that. Highlander gonna back up, try to get back down the hill on the other side. Oh, somebody picked him up. Good. Get back here. We like this better. Go over here, see if we can support these guys. Come around, come around. Take that. Stupid tower. Ah!
Target destroyed.
Okay, they got him. We still got a piece of him. That tower was blocking my PPC shots right when he was out in the open.
Target.
Of course. Let's come around. I like this area down here better, but we don't have a lot of friendly support out here. Yeah, see. That was a good shot. I would like to be kind of more up where I was, but I don't feel like I have enough friendly mechs out there. So maybe we'll... Oh, hello. Yeah, he went down. And oh, he's got friends. Die. Alright, can we peek up over and get one more shot at him? Oh, I can't believe that missed. That was terrible. Torso twist to try to put that damage on the left side instead of the right. And, man, that sucked. Let's see. Can we go up here and get one of these guys? Maybe this guy right here? No, he's not quite high enough. Maybe? Oosh! Woo! That gave me a heart attack. I almost drilled that guy. You were a lucky marauder. Just trying to find a firing position here.
New target
Look at this.
acquired.
What's this guy doing? Hello. Yeah, large pulse lasers ain't gonna do much for you at this range, buddy. You stand up there though. Let's keep doing this. I think he's. Oh, hello. Archer there, shut down, I think. Take that. There we go. Picking up a kill there. I kind of wish that Battlemaster would come back out and trade at 700 meters with large pulse lasers. I'd take that. Doesn't look like he's gonna. Who's this? Oh, this isn't good. Hopefully that Marauder turns around and gives me some support with his Black Knight. Oh yeah, he wants me bad.
New target acquired.
Oh, I thought I was gonna be down the hill by now. This isn't good. Torso twist. Oh man, all I can do now is I was gonna say all I can do now is do as much damage to him as I can before he gets me. I was hoping that Marauder would turn around and support me with that, but he pretty much suicide charged his Black Knight after my Rifleman, and if he wants to trade his 75-ton mech to kill a damaged 60-ton mech, I'll take that. I'm not sure that was the wisest thing he could have done, but as you saw, I think we did alright for ourselves in that game. Bar the little surprise engagement with the Hunchback, I think that was pretty much the way we wanted that to go. And it's unfortunate that he put both of those AC-20 shots in the right torso. I think we would have had an even bigger game yet, but I think we played that pretty well. Let these guys know about that Battlemaster up there. He's got some damage. But what was I saying? Yeah, I think that went, other than that Hunchback episode, I think that went pretty well. And again, it just shows you what you can do with this build. Even if you're just an average Joe player like myself, I don't think I'm all that great. I still do, I would say, average to above average in most of my games in this build. Yeah, I get blank sometimes, everybody does, but I also have games where I get like, 700 points of damage. It's difficult sometimes to get kills because I start getting hot right about the time they start getting ready to go down, but yeah, I think this is pretty representative of how well you can do in a Rifleman with this particular setup in any particular game. I pretty consistently do, I would say, about 500 damage plus or minus 100, depending on how the game goes. And one kill is pretty common. Usually, sometimes I can get two. So yeah, there you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of look at the Rifleman 5D. If you have any other builds that you think are really great for this mech, be sure to let me know down in the comments down below. And with that, folks, I'm going to call this a wrap. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Sorry for the big break between videos, but got to do what you got to do. Can't fail class and make Mech Warrior videos. That's not going to work. But stay tuned. Phoenix Hawk on June 21st. Lots more to come here on the channel, so stay tuned. We'll see you next time.